Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. Now there's been loads of questions about this lovely 416. Some of you guys have been saying you're having the same full auto issue or inconsistency, efficiency issue, who knows, and have I got any information on it? Now I have a plethora of mags here. Why that is will be apparent very soon. So all I've done is I've filled 5 TM mags, my original I presume Gen 1 PMags. So you'll see here, got version 3 there. And then this is the version 1, which I got so many, God knows how long ago. And I've basically filled all these magazines up with gas, and I've filled them up with BBs. And all of these were empty. I think the last time these mags were used was when I loaned James Kicking Mustang. I lent him my M733 to take abroad. They haven't been touched since, so all of them were empty. It also doesn't help that they're in like a padded case, which I put in a room in my house that gets so hot, and we've had all that hot weather, so it probably hasn't helped these being gassed in that box hot, because a couple of them are leaking. That's a problem on my behalf. So I think this one is still trickling out. There's one that won't hold gas at all, but I've bombed these mags up, I've gassed them up, and now I'm going to leave them. So I'm going to come back in, I don't know, 20, 30 minutes, just so they've all returned to room temperature. And then we've got a controlled test. Now I have been playing about with this thing, and it was doing its funky full auto thing on all 3 of these mags. What was weird was I ran out of propane, so I got the last bit of squirt of propane out of that old tank, and the one that it came with all of a sudden ran a little bit better. Then this one wouldn't quite run. It ran okay, and then I tried the MWS one, and it's almost like when it did full auto, it would like speed up then slow down. It was really inconsistent with how it cycles. So these 3 mags we're going to test on camera to show you guys that, but I'm going to wait till they return to room temperature, just so we've got a controlled test and we can, you know, sort of cancel out any guesswork, shall we say. So we'll test them. They're at room temperature. The mags are as controlled as they can be in a controlled environment. We'll see what we get. And then these mags are there to test some other stuff, because as I was playing around talking to regulars in the Discord the other night, this actually will accept normal MWS uppers. So MWS uppers and lowers are interchangeable with this 416. I managed to get them both working either way with some weird results, but again, I wasn't in a controlled environment, so I need to replicate it. So I'm going to go away now. I'm going to come back in about 15 to 20 minutes. We'll have to just check that mag hasn't leaked, and we'll get going. So we'll see you shortly. It'll be instant for you, but it'll be about 20 minutes for me. So, giving it a while, noodle chews on my fingers. We're going to take a look now. So, the PMag it comes with, which is the version 3 PMag, which is the problematic PMag for me, because they've changed the feed lips again compared to the version 2, which means the easy loaders don't work, and I don't know. So far, I'm not sure if there's a workaround for it, because the feed lips are just too damn tight, but we'll see in time. I'm going to take the mag, load a round in. Let's do semi only first. Make sure I'm shooting this in a safe direction. So semi only, 5 shots. Let's try a bit of full auto. No, doesn't like it. And that's on a freshly gassed, nice and warm magazine. We're going to go with the version 1P mag now. Semi only. Let's go. Semi only works fine. Full auto seemed to do a burst, but then it's locked the bolt back for some reason. Not too sure. Let's try again. Seemed to work okay. We'll take the TM mag, semi, full auto, and again, it's not playing ball. We can go back to semi-auto, and the gun works absolutely fine. So it's not the mag. Now, what I wanted to show you is what I came across the other night while I was in the Discord messing around to get something to push this pin out. And what I did notice about the GM416, I need to drop the bolt first, that would help, wouldn't it? Is the bolt is like super loose in the upper. I mean, there is a bit of play in the Maruis, but nothing to that extent. So I thought, well, let's take the upper off my Mark 18, which has, you know, a standard bolt carrier in there. I think it has a downgrade valve in just to get it field legal. So, will the Mark 18 upper go on to the 416 lower? Can we rule out that the trigger box is an issue, because it does have less parts compared to the Marui one? Thanks to Daniel at JK Army for pointing that out. So we just compress. I'm trying to do this on camera, but it's not going to work. Push the receivers together, push the pin in, and we now have a 416 lower with a Mark 18 upper, which kind of looks cool, doesn't it? Bolt locks. We'll take. Did I empty the mag on that? Yeah, I did. This one's still lit. I'm going to use the leaky mag first. And we have semi-auto first. Works absolutely fine. Full auto. Seem to have a double feed. Bit of gas in there. So yeah, it's still. And when I tried that, was it yesterday or the day before? That actually seemed to work okay. Now I could just be asking too much of the system. So we'll take the 416 lower off. We'll take the Mark 18 lower, and we're going to fit the 416 upper on here. You have to be careful with this because it does almost touch the rail, and that goes on as well. Also looks kind of cool, doesn't it? So we'll take this with a standard Marui mag, see if this works. Nope. So that doesn't work either. Do have a round in the chamber, let's clear that. No lock back on empty for some reason. I'm going for the ambi bolt release, it's not there, is it? So same thing. The only other thing we can try is, let's take the Mark 18 lower off. Let's put the 416 lower back on. We'll pull the GunsModify bolt out, and we'll put in the Marui bolt. seems to function fine. Got 2 mags left, I think. Although we've got a bit left in that. So let's try this mag. So this is the GM416 with a Marui bolt. Semi's fine. We've got a malfunction again. I think what's happening is, I think there's that much play, and the way I was demonstrating this the other day was, so the bolt's in there, and I was manipulating the bolt release, and the bolt was moving up and down, which it doesn't want to do now. So it leads me to believe that there's something going on with the upper, because the the bolts are like riding over the top of the BB in the mag on full auto. Now on semi-auto, done it again. Have we just broken a nozzle? Semi-auto works fine. Just to... Now I have put a few mags through this Marui bolt now, so it is going to be cold, so just keep that in mind. Four and six is back together. They do have, the GM bolts do have a spring twang, which you'll see on this one here, which is super annoying. So the Mark 18, again, we fired a few mags through it now, so I'm not expecting it to go perfectly. Hopefully we haven't messed up the Marui nozzle. I do miss that. Having manipulated the 416, I do miss the bolt release now, having it on that side. Got a BB in there. I thought I'd emptied that mag, but maybe this is a fresh one. So Mark 18. Same thing on that now. So it could be a temperature thing. Let me grab another Marui. Just to be certain, we have here my M733. Let's take the mag in. So let's see if we are affected by temperature. So and that one has done the same. It's weird, I've never had a problem with any of these guns, and now I'm having issues. So it could just be that there isn't an issue with the 416, or it's just ever so slightly less efficient than a Marui, and we're just asking too much of it. It could be humidity. It's not super hot today, but it is like muggy, and yes, that is a real word. So I could be asking too much from it. I could need to put some rounds through it and just really run it in, make sure everything loosens up. But, you know, on semi-auto, it works fine. And, I mean, if you're running an MWS, you're probably not going to be doing a hell of a lot of full auto anyway. So are we just asking too much from the system? It could be. It is a fresh can of propane. Could that be the problem? It could be. Gen 1 PMag, semi-auto is fine. Gen 3 PMag, I've got some rounds left on this. So, yeah, semi-auto is absolutely perfect. So it could just be a blanket thing. Perhaps I was I have shot my Maruis before and just rinsed a mag out. Perhaps there's things that we just can't perceive at the moment in terms of like the humidity level and stuff like that. I don't have a meter to test it. So I'll continue to put some rounds through it. I do want to completely strip this thing down, so we might do that in the next video. But it might just be a bit of a knee-jerk reaction to getting it out the box and firing full auto and it performing like a VFC. Could it be that VFCs haven't been given a fair test, shall we say? Because every VFC M4 gas blowback, and I haven't tested the new ones. Could it be that I've just been unlucky? Yes, I could. So should I look at it again? I'm probably not going to do it in the short term, but you know, I'll never say never. Thanks for tuning into this video. As you'll have seen through the demonstration, TM mags work absolutely fine. GM PMag version 1, excuse me, works fine. Version 3 PMag works fine. EasyLoader doesn't work on the V3 PMag, which I'm going to have a look at, but honestly, they've just tightened. I don't know whether they've changed the plastic that's more rigid. It just seems like it's going to be a difficult problem to fix, but you know, we'll have a go. Thanks for tuning in. As always, like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. And from me and Bench, we'll see you in the next one, which might be tomorrow.